Hey, that's right, guys. Yeah, I have climbed some of these stairs already. Captain Terry Paris has done it with me too. We just caught our breath, so we're good to talk for a second about this event. So you guys are doing the 9/11 stair climb this weekend. It's on Saturday. Give us the rundown.
It'll start at 10 a.m. Saturday, rain or shine. Opening ceremonies at 10 a.m. and then the climb actually starts at 10:30. Right after the climb, we have a quick barbecue lunch for everybody, and then Saturday night at 8 o'clock, we'll have fireworks beachside, followed by fire pits and s'mores for all the families.
S'mores, I'm there. It's my favorite. All right, so we climbed some of these stairs. Kind of give us the rundown, though, of how many stairs people will be climbing on Saturday and why exactly you guys are doing this event.
Well, the height of the World Trade Center was 110 stories, so we climb 110 stories. You and I just came up the east stairwell, so we'll climb up to the 11th floor, walk across, come down the west stairwell, just make a big loop, and we'll do it a total of 10 times. And that's the height of the World Trade Center. And the reason we do it is it's a remembrance. We're paying honor to those that lost their lives on that day and educate. There's a lot of children in school now that weren't even born then. Right. So this is a way of letting them know some of our history. It was a dark history for America. It was a terrorist attack on our soil, but still it's history, and they should learn about it.
And then you guys are going to be doing things throughout the week too that people can get involved. Give us the time and days one more time if people want to register.
Online registration is closed, so they have to register in person. So we'll be here Thursday night, 5 to 8 p.m. We'll be back out Friday night, 4 to 7 p.m. And then Friday at 8 o'clock, poolside, we'll have a dive-in movie for the kids, free popcorn, free snacks for all the participants, and then the climb Saturday morning.
And then you're going to have some parking help too. Kind of give us the rundown if you want to come out here.
Anybody that takes part, volunteers or the climbers, they'll park across the street at the shops at Edgewater, nearest Montego Bay restaurant, and we have shuttles, and we'll carry them over all day long, and then after the climb, we'll carry them back to their car.
Perfect. All right. They've got it all worked out, and we're excited to see people out here at Edgewater Beach Resort on Saturday morning. Lauren, it feels great out here. I'm so thankful it's not as humid today. We had to climb a lot of stairs for this live shot.
Yeah, and if you are heading out to that, pack the extra water. It's going to be all about the heat every single afternoon. No end, no break from the mid-90s for any time soon. We're also going to take on a nice breeze this morning. Things kick up just a little bit later this morning. 17 miles per hour for some inland areas, 20 for Tallahassee. For coastal areas, looking at about 10 to 15. Simmers down heading into the overnight hours. A really calm, mostly clear evening. Again, these evenings are what's really helping us get through the 90s this week. We drop back into the 70s tomorrow, picking things up again. 16 miles per hour once you get further inland. 17 for Defuniak Springs, 14 for Apalachicola, 13 Panama City. That maintains its trend throughout the afternoon, and then similar to tonight, we fall back down into that calm, clear evening. All right, well, all of a sudden, a third the way through our 2019 Atlantic storm names. We got two tropical storms to talk about, Fernand and Gabrielle. We are also, of course, still tracking Dorian as it continues to weaken, still bringing rain all throughout southern Florida, still 2 to 4 inches, and throughout the rest of the East Coast, potential landfall still not out of the question, but it would be a Category 2 at this point. Continues to weaken to Category 1 pretty soon, as early as Friday. All right, this is the only concern regarding the Gulf. Tropical storm Fernand. This is short-lived. It is expected to make landfall by tonight with 45-mile-per-hour winds, heavy rain for portions of northern Mexico. This could actually trickle up into the Midwest as well. Corpus Christi, Texas potentially sees a little bit of that impact too. For the Panhandle, nothing but dry. We are not tracking any rain chances. The earliest we see anything is that we're talking Monday, Tuesday, the start of your next work week, maybe Sunday, a stray storm, but otherwise we're keeping things sunny. We're keeping things hot, both for coastal and inland areas. But again, a little breezier for the next couple of days here, and then it is back to seasonal chances, hopefully by Wednesday.
The new Bugatti Chiron just broke a record. We're going to tell you how fast this car can go and what's trending. And we are back here on your Wednesday morning and talking sports. The Gulf Coast volleyball team just came off a great tournament run this weekend, and they were back in action last night.
Courtney Mims tells us how the Commodores did in the second home game of the season.
The Gulf Coast volleyball team still on a roll. The team took on Pensacola Christian at home last night. Gulf Coast starting this game off right, winning the first two sets 25-11 and 25-21. Now we're in the third set here, a little bit of back and forth, but it's Cassidy Gant with the kill for the point. Pensacola Christian keeping it pretty close though, but the Commodores finding ways to get those points, like right here. Kylie Hudson spikes that one down, and it sends the Eagles into a frenzy. Can't get it over the net. And that's when the Commodores start to rack up the points. And they gain a 5-point lead. And that good momentum just keeps on going. Gulf Coast wins the final set and sweeps Pensacola Christian. The Commodores are now 7-3 on the season and are back in action next Wednesday to take on Pensacola State College. That's your morning sports update. I'm Courtney Mims.
Well, if you're having a birthday today, we wish you a very, very happy birthday and all the best. Take a look at who's celebrating, sponsored by Rocket Lanes.
Now, News 13 This Morning starts with your forecast first. Sponsored by Lindsay's Sweet Deals Furniture.
Good morning. Thanks for waking up with us on News 13 this morning. No need for the umbrella today, keeping things nice and dry for your Wednesday. It's back to school for some, 70s across the board, 79 for coastal areas, 73 for inland areas. We are staying dry all morning. We're staying dry all afternoon. We got a nice breeze out of the northwest, kicking things up for us just about 10 to 15 miles an hour. More breezy heading throughout tomorrow, though. Highs today not holding back, still way above average for this time of year. 95 for Mariana, Bluntstown as well. Hot spot being at 96 for Defuniak Springs. The low 90s for coastal areas, 90 for Destin, 92 for Panama City. Same for you guys down south in Apalachicola.
All right, and wiping to your commute this morning, we're not seeing too many issues on the Waze app, but Florida Highway Patrol was reporting an accident at Deer Point Dam Road, or County Road 2321 and Highway 231. Kept checking in with them, and they did say there was a roadblock there. So don't know if it's causing any traffic issues according to this, but there could be some law enforcement presence there, and it's always good to kind of move over and make sure you're giving them enough room to tend to the scene there. So keep that in mind on your commute. We'll keep checking back in as well. On to some more headlines this morning. In Panama City Beach, Vicuna Circle is an area that sees an immense amount of flooding. The Bay County Commissioners want to do something about it. At today's Bay County Commission meeting, commissioners will approve the purchase of two properties, 1708 and 1720 Vicuna Circle. Once the properties are cleared, they'll begin building stormwater ditches. Commissioners are receiving this funding from the Flood Mitigation Act through FEMA for properties that sustain repetitive flooding. Bay County Chairman Griff Griffith says this will have a positive impact in the neighborhood.
This has been a problem going on for a long time, so I'm sure the residents will probably see a dramatic improvement in the near future once we get these homes demolished and these stormwater ponds put in place.
This project is set to be completed in the next 2 to 3 months.
Well, the City Commission adding in 2 more new faces on Tuesday as 6 residents campaigned for seat 1 and 2. The 2 candidates for seat 1 were Despina George and Barry Hand, George Marr, and Raymond Valenzuela Lopez. For seat 2, the city had the option between Adrian Elliott and Torben Madsen. The polls closed at 7, but will open back up for a runoff election in the race for seat 1 between George and Hand. For seat 2, though, Adrian Elliott claimed the win.
I'd like to see more transparency from the local government. I want to see more action with the community resources and assets being taken care of, a little more common sense in the budget. I'd like to see other resources that the city has on other financial avenues to help pay back the debt that we owe to the state, which is why we've had to raise our rates so much, and to make the people of Apalachicola that did not make the decisions that put us in this position, we should not have to pay for it.
The runoff election for the mayor's race and seat 1 will take place on September 17th.
Chipley High School is off to a great start this school year, all while welcoming new leaders. This as Alicia Clemens takes on the role as principal after serving as assistant principal last year. Chipley High School senior Elijah Hooks is also taking on a new role, student body president. Hooks says he is honored to take on the role because not many students get to hold a position like this. While the school has 4 class presidents, Hooks will be responsible for serving as a liaison between district staff and the entire student body. Both Hooks and Principal Clemens say they have big goals for the school year.
And we want to help them in establishing goals, understanding, if they want to go on that career route after graduating high school or go on to college. We want to help them preparing them to do, whatever it is that they want to do.
Currently, Chipley High School is a B school, but both leaders say they plan on earning an A this upcoming year.
The Labor Day weekend wraps up the summer tourism season. The Tourist Development Council is adding up the numbers to see if and how Hurricane Michael affected this year's visitor count. News 13 spoke with some local businesses at Panama City Beach to see how they did this summer. Many said surprisingly well given the circumstances. Restaurants like Schooners on Thomas Drive report numbers about the same, if not better than last year, and had a successful summer and a Labor Day weekend. Even if that was not the case for everyone, Shipwreck Island said they saw more visitors than in the past from different areas of the country, like Missouri and Texas.
Well, this dog decided he wanted to cool off, so he kicked the pig out of the pool to do just that. This pretty funny video when we come back on What's Trending.
All right, well, the waters looked really, really pretty the past couple of days, but it hasn't been the best for surf conditions. Your surf finally up to 1 to 3 feet. A little better. Beach conditions still favorable. Yellow flags still at Walton Bay and Gulf counties. You got that breeze from the northwest, so it's going to feel a little drier, but it's still going to be hot for days on end here. We're talking about the low to mid 90s. There's no break in that trend anywhere anytime soon, so get used to the heat. This is a little above average for this time of year, that first week of September. Your sea's down just a touch in contrast to your beach forecast, 2 to 3 feet. Those have been at 4, so we're still seeing that moderate chop. But the key here is usually we start to see those morning storms, even late into the afternoon, those isolated pop-up storms over the water. We are staying dry not only throughout the Panhandle, over the water as well. So it is beautiful outside. Get out, enjoy it, but limit yourself if you can. We're still talking about some pretty intense heat. We could still see that heat advisory. It is above average, and we are continuing to talk all about the tropics all morning long. More updates coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Lauren. Well, we are talking what's trending this morning, and we start with this pretty funny video. The dog wanted this family's pet pig to get out of the pool. He says, time is up. It is my turn to get in there and cool off. Apparently, they both can't fit in there, even though it kind of looks like they might be able to.
Not till you see the size of that dog.
Yeah, the dog really towers over the pet pig, and I can see why.
The pig didn't even argue.
Yeah, he was like, all right.
Okay.
He was kind of resistant, but he goes, oh, okay, fine, you know. But it's just too funny. They, you know, can't share this one, I guess, you know, they've got to just take turns. But too funny. This is out of Austin, Texas, and pretty funny video.
Yeah. All right, let's go driving.
Sounds good.
An automaker known for its high-performance cars, one of them can now exceed 300 miles an hour.
Woo!
Whew, that's fast. Bugatti showed off the results of a special modified Bugatti Chiron. It's the car went 304.8 miles per hour. Wow. Like 304 wasn't fast enough, had to do 304.8.
Wow.
It's a new record for a car not built for extremely high speeds.
Okay.
This was not the standard Chiron that you get from the Bugatti factory.
Oh, so you can actually buy one of these for $3 million, but not this specific one.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, $3 million, no big deal.
$3 million.
Yeah.
You got $3 million.
Oh my goodness.
Actually, I only need about $299,999.10.
If I had $3 million, I would not be buying
a
car. If I had $3 million, I think I'd have some other things I'd
That's
spend it on.
495.5 kilometers an hour is what he was doing, or 300 miles an hour.
That's just unbelievable. That's dangerous to me. I'm glad I was not anywhere near there or in the car or anything like that. Right? Yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
No,
shifting gears.
It's not good.
Closer to home now, and we have Mackenzie McClintock, who is in Panama City Beach this morning at Edgewater Beach Resort, telling us about an event this upcoming weekend.
Yeah, the stair climb's coming up, and remembrance of 9/11, all the firefighters and all the police officers and everybody that lost their lives on that tragic day. So you can get involved in helping support such a great cause, Mackenzie.
Chris, that's right, guys. We're going to have a ton of fun stuff going on at Edgewater Beach Resort coming this Saturday. It all kicks off at 10 a.m., but there are different registration periods and things that you can get involved with if you would like to climb 110 flights of stairs in remembrance of the 9/11 terrorist attacks. That's how many flights first responders climbed on that day in 2001 to be able to rescue as many people as possible. Now across the nation, we see first responders in different departments doing what they can to remember those who we lost and those, of course, who were able to save lives too. Now we're going to have more information on News 13 this morning, checking in one more time live from Panama City Beach with PCB Fire Rescue to hear about those times you can get involved, but they're looking for sponsors. That website you can go to is pcbstairclimb.com. We're going to flip around here and look at this great view you could see on Saturday morning too, and for different times when they have different events going on as part of the stair climb. Right now, check out our trivia on News 13 this morning.
Now, 13 to go. All you need, commercial-free for the rest of the hour.
And keeping things dry for your Wednesday. Temperatures 94 for coastal areas, 95 for inland areas. Above average, about 5 to 6 degrees. In fact, supposed to be in the upper 80s. We will still see no impacts from Dorian. We are keeping things sunny and dry. We're keeping this repetitive forecast until things kind of let up from the tropics, and then we'll return back to our seasonal afternoon storms. We also are seeing a little bit breezier conditions, though. We're keeping things hot, and we're keeping things a little gustier, 15 miles per hour. This is later this morning, talking 11, 20 miles per hour for Tallahassee. Some inland areas, coastal areas taking closer to 10 miles per hour. Now, things do fall back down, so just a light calm breeze. You probably won't even notice it tonight. Then back to the speed. Tomorrow morning, we're seeing 15 miles per hour for Mariana, 17 kicking up for Definiak Springs. This is later into the afternoon, talking 3. Coastal areas, you could expect to see gusts up to 20 miles an hour. But then again, tomorrow night, things do start to calm down. You have those evening plans. Things should be pretty favorable, actually dropping into the 70s each night. All right, the tropics ramping up. This is a hand satellite for you, and just in this alone, we can see 3 separate systems we are keeping a close eye on. Of course, Hurricane Dorian continuing to weaken to Category 2 as it continues that trend up north, bringing heavy rain with it into the Gulf. Tropical storm for none. This is going to be extremely short-lived. Expected to make landfall by tonight. This area right here, now not necessarily any of this is of concern to the Panhandle, but just to indicate how much the tropics are really getting going. We're actually already a third the way through our Atlantic storm names. We know there's that whole other separate set for the Pacific. This has a 50% chance within the next 2 to 5 days, so you're looking at about a medium chance. And then we're not done yet. There's another system far out into the Atlantic. This is Tropical Storm Gabrielle. So we are now tacking on 2 tropical storms. We got 2 names within the past 24 hours. And there's, of course, yet another system, but this is still over Africa, likely to get swept out into that next wave. So things are heating up. Just a reminder, we're keeping things calm for now, but we're keeping a close eye on the tropics as things continue to intensify.
All right, thanks a lot, Lauren. Well, a suspect is behind bars after allegedly robbing a bank over in Walton County.
According to the Walton County Sheriff's Office, Brian Wardlow of Definiak Springs is accused of taking $3,400 from the Trustmark Bank on US 331 South in Freeport just before 3:30 yesterday afternoon. According to the Sheriff's Office, Wardlow was caught less than an hour later near Highway 98 and County Road 395. He's been charged with robbery, assault, and falsely reporting a bomb threat. He was arrested and brought to the Walton County Jail without incident.
A late-night shooting in a Panama City Beach restaurant turns deadly and is now under investigation. It happened on the Wendy's on Thomas Drive and Joan Avenue around 11 o'clock Monday night. According to Panama City Beach Police, when officers arrived at the Wendy's, they found a man now identified as Thomas Hill suffering from a gunshot wound. Hill was transported to Bay Medical Center for treatment, but local officials now tell us he has died. There's no word yet from the Panama City Beach Police Department if there's a suspect in custody or not.
The city of Apalachicola is about to have a new mayor. Residents went to the polls yesterday to decide who their next city leader will be. After serving as mayor for 12 years, Van Johnson did not run for re-election, which opened up the race. 3 residents got their names on the ballot: Kevin Bigos, Amy Hersey, and Valentina Webb. All 3 with very different backgrounds, but all agree the city needed a change as it faces many issues, including financial debt. The results of the votes, though, are forcing a runoff election between Webb and Bigos.
With immigration in the forefront of everyone's mind, News 13 got the chance to sit down with Congressman Neil Dunn to discuss U.S. immigration policy. Dunn believes there is a significant need to increase the size of detention facilities at the border to accommodate the growing population of unlawful migrants. But with strict rules at the border, only allowing these families to be kept for 90 days, it makes it more difficult to control who is coming in and out. Congressman Dunn said the Mexican cartel makes more money from human trafficking than the United States spends on homeland security.
Holmes County residents can now safely dispose of unused medication. The Holmes County Sheriff's Office partnering with CVS to install a disposable receptacle in the Sheriff's Office lobby. The deputies believe this new site can help combat prescription drug abuse, allowing users to safely get rid of dangerous medication. Accepted items include prescription drugs, ointments, patches, pet medications, and more. The request to install the receptacle was accepted last month by county commissioners.
Happening today, there will be a Bay County Commission meeting 9 o'clock this morning. It will be at the Bay County Government Center, and they will be discussing hurricane recovery projects.
Well, later this week, or this weekend, we have the 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb over in Panama City Beach.
That's right. Mackenzie McClintock has been out there all morning filling us in on how you can get involved. Mackenzie?
Here in Panama City Beach today to talk about the upcoming 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb. It's part of PCB Fire Rescue, and they're bringing this to our area, something we'll see first responders do nationwide to commemorate the lives that were lost on 9/11, but also to celebrate that now we can climb 110 flights of stairs and remember those who were able to save people at the top of the World Trade Center towers. Terry Paris is here to kind of give us the rundown of people climbing up and down Edgewater Beach Resort's towers 10 times on Saturday. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit more about what people will see if they come out here for the stair climb.
Well, it's open stairwell, so family members and friends can come out and cheer them on. We have a section here in the parking lot where we're at that they could set up chairs and see them. So we'll climb 110 flights of stairs, which was the height of the World Trade Center. It equals what they did that day as a way of paying honor to the lives that were lost on such a tragic day in American history.
And then you guys are going to have several different times people can still register. I know the online registration's closed, but if they're interested in coming out, they still have an opportunity to do that. Kind of tell us about those times.
Absolutely. So Thursday night here, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., and then Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. They can come out and register in person, and then again Saturday morning before the climb starts at 10, but it's highly recommended they come out Thursday and Friday. And anybody that registered pre-registered online, it's recommended they come out Thursday and Friday as well and pick up their event packets so they don't have to stand in long lines Saturday.
Great. And then you guys are going to have a little bit of a s'mores event too, some fireworks. Kind of give us the lay of the land here too as far as the events that are going on as well as the stair climb.
Sure. Our event is family friendly. So Friday night at 8 o'clock poolside, we have a dive-in movie, so we'll have free popcorn, snacks, drinks for participants. They have to wear a special stair climb wristband to get that stuff for free. If you're not a participant in the climb, Edgewater will sell it for the kids. We're not going to deny anybody why they watch the movie. And then Saturday night, after the climb is over, 8 o'clock beachside, we'll have a fireworks display anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes long, and then we'll have fire pits and s'mores again for the kids on the beach.